Homer threw his final ball. Under the spotlight of everyone's attention, he successfully bowled a strike. He became the first person in Springfield to achieve a perfect score. The staff ceremoniously presented him with a balloon representing his glory. Homer's fame spread far and wide. He rose to become a local hero overnight. Not only was he invited to give a speech at Springfield Elementary School, but he also appeared on a television program. He was truly on top of the world. But time is cruel. It took away all his glory. In just 2 weeks, Homer became yesterday's news. The audience gave him cold stares. The news bluntly declared that he was washed up. Even the balloon representing his glory betrayed him. Homer sank into deep despair. Not even the comfort of his wife Marge and his life partner Moe could save him. The world was colorful and vibrant, but all he could see was gray. He could no longer fit in. Homer completely lost heart. He climbed to the top of the tallest building in Springfield. He took one last look at the world and began to say goodbye.
Yeah, less chat, more splat, pal.
After he actually started falling, his survival instinct made him regret his decision. Just then, Otto happened to be bungee jumping nearby. Homer immediately grabbed onto him. Together, they plummeted into a well. After touring several mysterious underground species, they finally made it back to the surface before the manhole cover closed. After going through this ordeal, Homer picked himself up again. He vowed to find a life purpose worth dedicating his life to. Just then, he ran into a friend driving around with his kids. This reminded him that he also had 3 children. Homer had an epiphany. He realized that his children were the answer he was looking for, so he immediately went home to find Bart. But due to his years of absence, Bart had already learned to find father figures in all sorts of places. He no longer needed him. Homer had no choice but to find Lisa, but he simply couldn't keep up with her brilliant mind. He could only quietly exit. Fortunately, he still had Maggie.
Maggie, it's me, Daddy. Daddy's gonna spend a lot more time with you. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But in Maggie's eyes, he was a terrifying monster. This made her very afraid, so she tried to escape while he had his eyes covered. But being so young, she failed because she couldn't open the door. Then Homer dressed up as a Teletubby and used his tummy vision to show Maggie programs. This scared her so much that she clutched her toy tightly. Next, Homer took her to the backyard. Maggie seized another opportunity to escape, but failed again because she was no match for Homer's stamina.
You're a tough cookie, Maggie, but I'm gonna win you over.
The next day, Homer took her to learn how to swim. He put on goggles and called for her to come into the water. But in Maggie's eyes, he had transformed into an even more terrifying monster. She didn't dare go near him at all. On the way home, Homer apologetically told Maggie how sorry he was. At that moment, she noticed a beautiful butterfly outside the car window. She tried to share it with him, but he interpreted it as her wanting to go swimming in the ocean with him. He compared the sea to a big bathtub. Although there were no rubber ducks in it, barracudas and eels were also fun to play with. Just then, a wave came crashing in and swept him away. He thoughtfully reassured Maggie not to worry about him, but the next second, he switched into survival mode. At the critical moment, he thought of an idea: sink to the bottom and then run back to shore. Obviously, he hadn't considered his lung capacity or stamina. As his situation grew increasingly dire, Maggie mustered up all her courage and walked into the water and swam toward him with determination. She easily lifted him to the surface, then she slapped him awake. Maggie dragged him back to shore and found her family and a doctor. Homer was successfully rescued. He learned from the doctor that Maggie's concern for him had triggered superhuman strength. He felt her love for him and immediately decided to spend more time with her from now on. A few days later, he took her to the bowling alley where he had made his name. Maggie's final ball, through her persistent effort, successfully knocked down all the pins, but Homer insisted she had stepped over the line. Therefore, she could only lose to him by 1 point in this defeat.
Yes, it is. It's very good, and you're a good little baby. Yes, you are.